This the book of 2nd Exodus, chapter 39 and verse 28. It reads, "There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of their destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Fire and hail, famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. Teeth of wild beasts, and the scorpion, and serpents, and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction. They shall rejoice in his commandment, and they shall be ready upon earth when need is. And when their time is come, they shall not transgress his word. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh, Kal Haloim La Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh, Bahasham Rachakodash. And double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone Rule, who have been a great example to his young brothers in the truth. And peace and blessing to the hopeful elect. And Lord willing, it's an edifying lesson. And the point of this verse mainly is there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. So let's go to this video, And shit. And as you see, the little dude was only 15 years old. And ain't no telling what them ladies said. They probably said, excuse me. You know how the black bitches be having attitudes and shit. But wait a minute. These little YNs, they a product of these so-called nigga women, man. And he unloaded the clip on them hoes. And they probably said some slick shit to the demon. Both of them were 3 demons. The Lord killed 2 birds with 1 stone, and that little nigga finna go to prison and get terrorized enough. Because he look how strong, he ain't. That's why he got a gun. He ain't on no, come on, man. And he gonna get took advantage of when he get in prison. I'ma just say that. But those women, they probably said, excuse, because they opened the door and he just walked out in front of them, rudely, so to speak. And you know how the nigga woman always got something slick to say, got a smart just to say some crazy shit. And, hey, at the end of the day, it was a spirit created for vengeance, man. And these little niggas are products of the so-called women. I'm single, and then these whores, they lay down with the wickedest niggas and produce babies with them. The little Jake who did it, he 15 years old, walking around late at night, shirt off. I'm thankful the Lord delivered me from that environment, so to speak. Not that I was wicked like them niggas, but I was a wicked young nigga, walk around, shirt off, dreads and shit, smoking on some bullshit, but not as evil as these niggas. I always had a sense of fear of the Lord all my life, you know what I'm saying? As far as just doing dumb stuff, I had a sense of fear. I wasn't just moving around without fear, like consequences wasn't real. That nigga ain't got no mind of consequences. He don't fear the Lord. He just moving, on some YN shit. And these niggas full of McDonald's. They listen to NBA Youngboy and goddamn Pooh Shiesty all day. Or some crazy nigga, mumble rapper like Chief Keef or some crazy shit all day. smoke, drink, pop pills, and sip lean, you know? And maybe even snort coke. Ain't no telling with these motherfuckers, man. You know? And he spazzed that. He crashed that. Now he finna go to prison for the rest of his life. Well, it ain't gonna be long, you know? But if it was to be another 20, 30, 40 years, he finna be in there for the rest of his life because of a stupid decision. And you know his father ain't in the picture. And you know he raised by by, you know, a single mother. You know? But that was all judgment. It was judgment from the Lord. Look at the little nigga. You know he a problem. You know, you don't say nothing out the way to no little crazy looking nigga like that, man. You asking to get shot. But he threw his life away over. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they said, "Damn, excuse me, let's play the video again." That what it. They might didn't, but that's what it looked for him to just turn around and start shooting. They had to say, "Damn, excuse you." Just rude. They probably said some shit like that. And look at the demonic Diddy bop off. That nigga Diddy bopped out rapping a song, man. You know? You can tell he Diddy bop. Look at him. That nigga was rapping. Rapping one of these little demonic songs. You know, and these little niggas move like Edomites. Terrors in the earth, man. But Esau, you finna have to deal with these little demonic niggas, man. You create, this is a product of Esau, so-called white man, Planned Parenthood, or Me Too. You know? So like I'm trying to. This the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 5 and verse 8. It reads, "There be spirit, there shall be confusion in many places, and the fire shall be oft sent out again, and the wild beasts shall change their places, and minstrels women shall bring forth monsters." And it's a little monster, man. You know, that word monster could go into, you know, disobedient, and it also can go into you know, like damn, what they call it, like deformed and shit like that. Fuck, not autism, but Down syndrome and shit like that. That's like a monster. You know, you like a monster because you deformed, got 3 arms, some crazy shit. You know, but mainly it's, you know, these little badass nigglets, man. Rebellious ass children. Minstrel women bringing forth monsters. You can't tell these little niggas nothing, man. The niggas who catching all the bodies and terrorizing the city, these little young niggas, man. And at 15 years old, you really a young adult. That's when you get to feeling yourself. Like, if you ain't being instructed right, you'll be a danger to society instead of you know, a use to the society. If you're not being guided right, man. You know, cause when you hit 12, 13, 14, especially if you're in the streets and around street shit, you can't nobody tell you nothing. Getting you some cat and shit. you know you popping, getting some coochie and shit. At that age, getting them some box. You know, he did it bopping around at a liquor store. Why are you in the liquor store, man? Just studying. No guidance. Mama probably high somewhere. If she alive, he could just be a orphan at this bitch. Ain't no telling, man. And that's the curses. But that's judgment from the Lord to even put you in them different situations to be out here with no hope, so to speak. And then the Lord got his elect that may have been through things of that nature, but guess what? The Lord pulled them out of this world and bring them to this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. You know, because I ain't, at the end of the day, we Israel, we go through situations like that. And you got Jakes out here that's coming up without a mother and a father. But most definitely, if he ain't got his father, his mother in the picture, and probably can't do nothing with the little nigga. Daddy probably dead or in jail. Hey, they go into that scripture, or they are full of the wrath of the Lord. Matter of fact, let me find it. Not wrath, the fury. This the book of Isaiah 51:20. It say, thy sons have fainted. They lie at the heads of all the streets. This the YNs today. Niggas just standing outside, goddamn a car pass by these niggas up fight from everywhere. Nigga pull a goddamn a motherfucking AK-47 out of some skinny jeans, man. Nigga pull out guns like they a cartoon character. Nigga paying loads of bits. Nigga pull a whole goddamn AR at them hoes, man. Looking crazy. AR with a goddamn drum on it, a banana clip or some crazy shit at them skinny leg jeans. Sitting on the corner watching everybody pass by. It say, as a wild bull in the net, they are full of the fury of the Lord, the rebuke of thy God. Yeah, and the Lord, hey man, ain't no saving these YNs. The Lord have mercy on who he will, but shit, a lot of these, man, we can look and see, this nigga gone. Ain't nothing, the Lord ain't finna, they're not just YNs, but just our people in general. 2/3, we can look at niggas like, yeah, it's over for them. Lord ain't gonna deal with them. Then you got some people it's a hope, it's a possibility they ain't through yet. We always through, but we wasn't through yet. Some of these people through. Like ain't no, now the Lord can do what he want, but some people so far gone because the Lord don't want them at all. The Lord don't want them to even think about coming into this truth. And he one of them little niggas, man. Imagine trying to tell him he a Hebrew Israelite, man. He might pull the Glock out on the count. That's why you don't bother these niggas, man. We preach the word and let they go about their day. Cause a lot of YNs come past us at count. And these little niggas be from the hood and shit, cause the hood is hood, little hoods all around the downtown area, different little apartment complexes down the Bay and Orange Grove, different projects and shit. It's blocks away from where we at, but they be downtown just wandering around, riding the scooters and shit, Hey, ain't nobody gonna have no excuse when judgment come. And imagine when all hell break loose. These YNs gonna be terrorizing shit. Nigga got guns. Like It say, therefore hear now this, thou afflicted and drunken, but not with wine. Going into these different philosophies and doctrines. Drunk off Babylon juice, man. It say, therefore hear now this, thou afflicted and drunken, but not with wine. Thus saith the Lord. And it say, thus saith the Lord, and thus saith thy Lord. That might be a mistype. It say, thus saith thy Lord, the Lord, Yahweh, and thy God that pleadeth the cause of his people. Behold, I have taken out of thine hand the cup of trembling, and that's for the elect, and the dregs of the cup of my fury. Thou shalt no more drink it again. Yeah, see, the Lord finna take these curses off of us. Our people are full of the curses. 2/3 finna be cut off and die. 2/3 are gonna be part of the judgment of this of America and the proud people of America. The Lord gonna use these niggas to terrorize and tear this bitch up. The Lord gonna judge these niggas at the same time. You know them niggas in prison gonna catch him and beat him and probably rape him and shit like that for killing those women like that. And then maybe not. Maybe a part of a gang or some shit. We don't know. I think they say it happened in Detroit or some shit. This the book of Matthew chapter 24 and verse 12 is saying, because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. And if I ain't mistaken, that word wax and cold going to psycho, people losing their fucking mind. It's a lot of crazy shit happening. That's why the scripture tell you to be circumspect, not as fools, but as wise. Redeeming the times, because the day of evil. Our people not redeeming the times. And you don't know what people going through. So your best bet is to move quietly and, motherfucker cut you off or do some crazy shit. Hey, let that shit slide. Because one wrong word, a juster, can get you killed. That's why, like Apostle Rakai always say, before you leave the house, man, you really got to throw up prayers. As you going out through about your day, throw up prayers of protection, man. Because any moment, judgment can come. You throw up that prayer, that's at least you asking the Lord to be with you and deliver you from those different. That's why we got to constantly be tapped into the spirit, tapped into Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. To be delivered from the valley of the shadow of death. But this little nigga shouldn't even be living though. Because you can look at him and see he is stubborn. You can't make this nigga cut the grass. You know that nigga ain't cutting no grass at home or taking the trash out. Washing clothes and washing dishes and shit. He ain't doing all this shit. It say this Deuteronomy chapter 21 and verse 18. It say, if a man have a stubborn or rebellious son, which will not obey the voice of his father or his mother, and that when they have chastened him, will not hearken unto them, then shall his father and his mother lay hold on him, snatch his ass up, and bring him out unto the elders of the city, and unto the gates, into the gates of his place. And the elders of the city, and they shall say unto the elders of the city, this our son is stubborn and rebellious. He will not obey our voice. He is a glutton and a wine. He is a glutton and a drunkard. And all the men of the city shall stone him with stones, that he die. So shalt thou put evil away from among you, and all Israel shall hear and fear. So you supposed to kill a stubborn and rebellious son. And we say this, everybody panics, gonna, what would you say you supposed to kill? Because look what the nigga did, man. He should have been dead 2 years ago, because you know he been a little wicked nigga, man. This nigga, he was born in 2010. This nigga grew up listening to King Von and goddamn Chief Keef, man. And NBA Youngboy and Kodak Black, no. You know? That's what he grew up on. You know? Damn, I keep doing it. But people say, oh, we evil and wrong for saying, no, you supposed to kill a stubborn or rebellious son. If your daughter a whore, you supposed to, if the priest daughter be a whore, you supposed to burn her with fire. Stone them. Different shit like that. You'll call up the man of the Lord wicked for proclaiming the judgment that's written in the scriptures. Now, I ain't saying you carry those acts out, but we can sit back in this man's society, Esau Edom society, and see what not obeying the law has brought the society to. But another law that's supposed to be carried out in this society is, hey, if you spare the rod, you spoil the child. So you supposed to beat the fuck out your kids, man, when they going off, when they doing wrong. This nigga probably ain't never had a whooping. You know what I'm saying? You whoop your kids nowadays, these motherfuckers will call you. They'll come take your children for whooping them, man. But if they disobey the law and they think the nigga got a gun, the police will shoot your child dead. But you can't even whoop them. Hey, that's why this place gotta go, man. You know that little nigga probably ain't never had his ass whooped before. Never been corrected for wrongdoings. You ain't getting corrected, and you just that nigga think he untouchable. You seen how he Diddy bopped off rapping goddamn NBA Youngboy song or some shit. Pooh Shiesty. I slimed them hoes out. Some crazy shit like that. But this the book Isaiah. I'm closing right here. This the book Isaiah chapter 5 and verse 20. It say, woe unto them that call evil good and good evil. See, people will call us evil for saying, no, this little nigga should have got put to death last year before he turned 15. He should have got put to death at 14 because he had to be been wicked. Or not that. Or you should have been beaten. This nigga should have got his ass beat before he got to this age a few times. You know, in correction. To steer him in the right way. You train up a child in the way they should go, and when they old, they will not depart from it. You know, our children are being raised up not to be honorable. You know, these motherfuckers raising these kids to be monsters, man. And then we ain't gonna talk about all the food that cause behavior problems and things of that nature, man. We got to get the fuck up out of here, man. And the jabs that's giving motherfuckers ADHD and autism and semi-autistic and, you know, behavior problems. We ain't gonna even talk about all that. Plus all that. That's why you need to be crying unto a higher power, man, because we need the Lord, man. Fuck do you need them? Yeah, we need the Lord, man, to deliver us from this place. It's saying God and good evil. It said, when we read Isaiah 5 and 20, it said, woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light. This world, these people put this world and this man lost and the way he running shit as light. And light for darkness, and they put what we teaching and bringing and putting down as darkness. The way of Yahweh Shem Yahweh, they put this as darkness, man. You know, but these niggas hollering free. What's that one young nigga name who killed his friends? Free Millie. Melly, or however you say this nigga name, man, killed his two best friends. You know? These niggas screaming free Lil Durk and all these other wicked niggas who pushing drill music and drill rap. That drill culture, crack shot culture, man. Why you think these niggas make so much money to promote that bullshit and never become mainstream artists and nothing like that? They just making money out shows and tours and shit. Because it's to destroy us, man. They say they put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. But it's all good though, hey man. But that's pretty much the point. I'm going to end it giving all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Hakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders, great millstone, rule web, and great example to his younger brothers in the truth, and peace and blessing to the hopeful lit. Shalom, Kom Yashala, and the Baba. And that's why you stay away from the EYNs and you know, walk circumspectly. Not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the times, because the days are evil. We living in some evil times. You know, very, very evil times we living in. So pay attention to what your surroundings. Pay attention to these niggas. And you know, move wisely. Move as a serpent, man. You see somebody looking crazy and shit, if they do some rude shit, let them have it. You know? Cut somebody in your head and let them have it. You know? Days are evil, man. Shalom.